Greetings, knights. Grab your swords, grab your shields, mount up. Always remember that Guile theme goes with everything, and get ready for some new gameplay. Hey guys and fellow knights, we are playing Summoner's War. It is available from the iOS iTunes Store and the Android Google Play Store. I know on the the Android, Google Play, there's 20 million plus downloads, and I imagine that's probably the same or more on iOS. I'm not sure if it's cross-platform, like for example The Simpsons Tapped Out, but I assume it is. Either way, it's fine. There's so many people playing this game. It's a ton of fun. And I haven't had any issues with this game yet, other than every mobile game, which is too expensive of premium packs. But good news, this is a free-to-play game that actually lets you earn your in-game currency at a reasonable rate. So it's definitely got that going for it. When you first download this game, there's the option to create a Hive account, and definitely do it, because creating that Hive account is going to give you your ticket to other great games, but more importantly, it's going to give you access to the offers that they give you in this game that will let you earn in-game crystals, in-game currency, that are really going to help you level up and get new monsters and have more fun in this game. So we've been playing for a little while. This is going to be a beginner's guide. There is a ton of complex things that can kind of stump you when you first start. The tutorials at the start are really good. They'll get you going, and you'll start building up your base. I've switched mine around a little bit. Step one in this game is keep very mindful track of your blue crystals, your mana crystals. Those are super important, and they are used primarily, in my experience, to buy items from the shop here, which you will build in your first few levels, and to power up your runes. And it gets very expensive, so you're never ever going to be too rich in this game, I can tell you. Probably, and then one of the first things I want to tell you early on, and I mentioned in the intro there, is this game is fantastic for allowing you to earn in-game currency, and one of the ways they do that is they always have awesome events going on. So up here, right under your name after you create your account, is the event tab. I recommend you check it quite frequently. We're going to go in there right now. Now it's Christmas time, and Com2US has light up the Christmas tree event right now. And I've completed it, and I got the bonus Santa Elia. But some of the the requirements to earn the bonuses are just stuff you do every day anyway, and the prizes are fantastic. Okay, so now we're loaded into the event page for Christmas missions, and right away it says thank you for lighting up the Christmas tree, because I have completed it. So Summoner's War, you can imagine right away that some of these are going to be pretty easy, and it'll tell you right away how to participate. But, so first mission, or the easiest missions, were on the bottom of the Christmas tree here. And it started at summon 50 times. Well, considering you're summoning monsters every day, this came right away, and it gave me 250,000 mana crystals. That was invaluable, to say the least. Second mission that we'd completed was clear a stage 50 times. So just for playing the game and beating monsters on any stage 50 times gave me another prize, which was 200 energy, which came in the form of 50 times 4 bundles, which was super useful. You don't have to use it all in one shot. Completing your daily missions, which again, you're going to do that every day you're playing anyway, because they're super simple. The rewards are great. And they gave me a Devilmon, and Devilmon, they increase your skill level on a specific monster that you choose to use it on. I'll cover that more later. The next mission was super easy, was just play the game for any amount of time. Just log in for 5 days out of the, I think it was 12 or maybe even 15 days, because this event is still going in late December here. It runs until the 31st, I believe. Yep. And the final mission, which was the more difficult one for players like me who don't PvP as much, was just to enter the arena 75 times. But notice, you don't have to win 75 times. You just have to go into the arena 75 times. And if you didn't want to face against actual other players, there's a number of in-game NPC players you can fight against that it still counts for. And you had, you get 10 guaranteed arena invitations every day, because you can't just sit there and spam the arena. So all you have to do is do that, a week, every day for a week, or you could do it twice a day, or sometimes 3 times a day if you get recharged and you get the bonuses and you have the time to play. So, and then the bonus, so I didn't go over the rewards. The reward was a premium scroll and 150 in-game crystals. That was, I thought, awesome for these 5 missions, which was, I think, really easy to complete because you're just playing the game, and it gave you a ton of free stuff just for playing. Now let's go over a few things you can do when you get going to really help you out when you start to get further and further along. Every time you log in, a good idea when you're starting out is to click on the little chat bubble up here and just type in, "Hi all, add me." A lot of people will add you to the friends list. You can have a maximum of 50 friends, and they're great to have, and here's why. They're down in the community button, and you can see how you can gift them social points every day. When you gift somebody 10 points, you also get 10 points yourself. And when they send you their gifts, they get 10 points, you get another 10 points. So it's it's very synergistic. It works together. And you can use these heart points or social points to summon monsters. You're going to need monsters to get going in this game. So now that I've got 190, you need 100 to summon a monster. Without paying anything for a scroll or getting one to drop for me in the areas, I got to summon a monster. I'm going to use this one for food, and I'll cover food a little later. But every time you guys log in, click that chat window, just type in, "Hello, add me please." And people will slowly start to add you, and you'll get your friends list. I like to keep it, when you're new, if you can max it out at 50, that's great, and you can get rid of some of the non-actives later, because you'll need to make room for secret dungeons, but that's later. You won't have access to those when you're first starting. Another great way you can increase your friends is go to the community and simply go to the add friend tab, and then down here you'll see there's just automatically a bunch of people you can invite and what level they are. Everybody that pops up here, fire them all a request. Some will accept, some won't, but it really helps you get that friends list up, and you can get more social points every day. And the more monsters you can summon in this game, the faster you can progress. One thing you guys can do too, if you're looking for a little more XP, is to remove the trees and rocks you find around. You just click on the item, click remove. It costs mana, so keep mindful of how much you have, because you don't want to spend all your blue mana crystals. But if you just need a few more XP, there it comes. Every time you get rid of a tree or a rock, it also makes room for you to put up your buildings. And don't worry about decoration, because if you want this stuff back, you can buy it for mana stone in the shop. You can always get it back. So if you got the crystals, get rid of that stuff for now. Another added benefit of grabbing all those friends is when you go to battle and you pick a stage, all those friends you've added, as long as you have room, have one monster that they choose to represent them, and you can use their monsters to help you out. It's pretty great, considering lots of times they'll come up against a level or a mini boss or the boss of the stage that you just can't quite beat, but your friends have monsters that are a little higher level sometimes, and you can borrow them for a single battle once per day. And that the more friends you have, the more monsters you have access to, and the different types, and that's great. Now that you know your friends will give you access to their monsters once per day, the same goes the other way. You also pick a representative monster. Now when you're starting out and you have low level friends, pretty much everybody has the default water fairy as their monster. But if you want to change that, let's say your Fire Hellhound is getting pretty strong, you can go to the monsters you've got, and you just pick any one that you think is the best one you have that will help your friends out the most. And this little crown that you can probably see on my Fire Hellhound is my rep monster. But maybe we want to switch that to a different one. Let's go with my Sharon, which is an Awakened Water Archer and Magical Archer. And you simply just click on the gear here for settings and set rep monster. Now that will change from my Fire Hellhound, the crown, now moves up to her. And where I'm on my friends lists in the bottom sliding bar of borrowable monsters that you can take, people will see my Sharon as my representative, and they can use her. Now let's cover summoning. Everybody's got the summoning pad here, and there's different ways, obviously, you can see that you can summon monsters. We already kind of went over the social summon, and most of your summons are going to be from unknown scrolls, which give you a 1 to 3 star monster. These monsters can be anything that is default at those levels, and they can summon fully awakened, which means they get the purple stars, which means they have all their stats are increased and they take on a new form, sometimes gain a new ability. Let's just do a couple of those to see. You'll notice most of the summons are going to be about 1 star, but that's okay. Here's a 2 star Fire Elemental. He's great for powering up your other monsters, or if you don't have one yet, all the elementals are good beginner monsters. Let's do one more. Just a level 1 star gray slime. And that's good. Again, great food for powering up other monsters. Every once in a while you come across the mystical scrolls or premium scrolls. And they will give you a 3 to 5 star monster. Again, can be summoned fully awakened. And they're just fantastic for leveling up. Next on the list is the Crystal Summons, which is, again, a mystic summon, just like the mystical scroll. You can do a couple of these as you play along and you get some crystals if you're just starting out, but the general accepted practice here is to save your crystals till you get 750, and then you can go into the shop and you can buy a premium summoning pack right here for 750 crystals. You get 11 of the mystical scrolls, 100,000 mana stone that will pay for them to be summoned, and Angelman for each attribute, which right away gives you a few levels on anything cool that you summon. Now we've covered the basics of summoning, but maybe you're thinking, geez, that 750 crystals has taken me just too long to get, or even the 225, you know, if you got a few little less patience, and it's not a bad idea when you're starting out to do that. I mean, 3-star monsters are better. That can really help you out. Here's a great way to earn some in-game crystals. Click on your shop tab in the bottom right, and then cash shop tab there. Scroll over a little ways, and you'll see the free mana crystals. These are offers by the game makers to try other games and earn crystals. Now, mine only say 10, but I've done some of the better ones. You're often going to see offers in here for 48 crystals or 24 crystals, and all you have to do is download these games and log in with your Hive account and sometimes complete the tutorials. These games are a lot of fun too. We might cover some of them later, but they're just a quick way to get yourself some crystals on this game, and they'll show up in your gift box. I will warn you right now, some of those games, when you download them and then update them, are very high in data content. Like some of them are a few hundred megabytes, and depending on your carrier plan, that might cost you a ton of money. You know, just all depends on what country you're in and what your plan is. So it's highly recommended you connect to Wi-Fi, and all the games tell you that. Like, hey, recommend we connect to Wi-Fi, a large amount of data to be transferred. Alright, so you've been playing along now with your summoned monsters, and they're starting to level up, and now we want to level them up a little faster and get their skills increased. And I mentioned food before, let's cover that now. We use the power-up platform, covered in the tutorial, but we'll give you a bit more on it here. So you'll have your 4 basic starters. You'll have your your Water Fairy, your Light Garuda, your Wind Vagabond, and the Hellhound, the Fire Hellhound. I'm going to use a different Garuda, but this is how you can level up your skills and your levels pretty efficiently. So there's the monster I want, the Water Garuda. Let's get him in the top box here. And anything else we click on now, monster-wise, will end up powering him up. So let's use the 2 low-level 1-star monsters we summoned before. And here's another trick that is very important for leveling up your monster skills. I've got the the Water Garuda at the top, and if I add a Wind Garuda, which is just the same monster, different type, it will level up one of his skills. And that way you can really increase the attack power or ability power of your monsters. Let's power him up, and it will turn him, it tells you before, from a level 1 to a level 5 monster. And I didn't even have to fight with him. Now he's going to be stronger, and it'll tell us which skill it increased. 5 free levels from those monsters. And Onslaught, which is his main attack, just went to level 2. And so if we close out of this, we go into our monsters, and we find him on the list here. We can go to the skill tab. Onslaught is now level 2, and it shows you in highlighted where we are along here. Level 2 increased the damage of the attack by 5%. So next time I sacrifice a Garuda of any type to him, level 3, the effect rate could be plus 5%. And now we have a second attack, though Resurge also has abilities that every time I sacrifice a Garuda to, it will level him up and make him stronger. Very useful. Some monsters are easier to level up their skills than others and make them stronger, way easier than others. And I'll show you a good example of how you can figure out which ones it will work on. So right away in the Garon Forest, you're going to go in, and this drop info button right here is going to tell you on this map which monsters you can get as a random drop on any of the levels. The best one, obviously, here is the Inugami. And it means if you get one on here, you should keep it. You could keep it, and you could get another Inugami as a drop later on as you're playing the same levels. And if you get the same type, you can just power him up like we just did and level up his skills. Now for each area, there's going to be different monsters. So on the drop info tab that you can earn. And this one on Mount Sis is the Golem, which means you can get Fire Golems to drop for you, and you can just use Fire Golem to power up your Fire Golem and get his skills up. Every area has different monsters, and looking at the drop info tab shows you which monsters you can get, and those are the ones that you can level up the fastest. So the Warbear, the Garuda, the Yeti are all going to be some of your stronger monsters early on because you can level up their skills easier. Now if you go back into your main area, and after a few levels you will have the magic shop, where you can actually purchase some monsters if you're lucky enough, like the Hellhound. I'm going to buy this Hellhound and power up one of my other ones. Again, keep in mind your blue mana crystals. Don't deplete yourself, because you have to save money to buy your defense towers and power up your runes. You don't want to be broke. So same thing to cover. Let's go back to our power up pad. Now my Hellhound is awakened and fully upgraded in skills, so I'm not going to power him up with that Hellhound we just bought. Oops. We're going to go down to the one I'm working on right now, which again is a water version. There he is. And I'm going to use the wind one we just bought and power him up and power up one of his skills. So this technique, guys, is definitely a rinse and repeat, but keep track on your monster's skill tab there that we went over to make sure you're not going to waste one on a monster that you no longer need it for. Now that I've finished the Fire Hellhound, powering up all his skills, now I'm working on this water one. And you don't have to do it one at a time. You can do it simultaneously, but I just like to get one strong quickly and then move on to the next and go from there. That's going to cover it for this video, guys. In future videos, we will cover the Kairos dungeon here and the Trial of Ascension, as well as the Sky Arena up here. You won't get the Kairos dungeon unlocked for your daily missions until you defeat the boss on the third area, which is the Kabir Ruins. Again, we will cover that later, guys. Have fun for now. If you have any more questions that you are curious about, leave them in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And keep alert for more content. We're going to do an unboxing of a premium summoning pack here pretty soon. And we'll go from there. Thanks again, guys. Keep your shields up and have fun.